non-fungible token marketplace and blockchain e-commerce platform. Und more we will see and hear from Evgeniy Medvedev, and I hope I speak this name rightly.
Thank you.
Did I made it? How was your...
Yeah, you did okay. People struggle with my name anyway. Hi everyone, hi guys, how are you doing? All good. I'm gonna grab a seat. It's a big sofa for one person. Day 2, 4 p.m. Okay, so my name is Evgeniy. I'm head of partnerships at Rarible. We have two parts of the business. One part, which some of you might be familiar with, is multi-chain NFT marketplace. So basically, we enable people to buy and sell NFTs. And then there is a second part, which is Rarible Protocol. It's open source NFT infrastructure for developers to build on top or integrate it into their apps. So today I want to talk to you about NFT marketplaces. Surprise, surprise. We're going to go back in time to see like what happened in the past. And then I'll share some ideas of where the space is heading. Any guesses on what was the first NFT marketplace? Anyone? No? Free NFTs? No? Okay. All right. So the first marketplace, we go back. It was made by the guys from Laravel Labs. So they created this collection, which you probably heard of, CryptoPunks. It was a free mint. So once people get those NFTs, the first request from the community was how we can trade between each other, because I want to collect more. So they created this marketplace, very simple UX, UI, no marketplace fees, no creator royalties, but it did the job. So people started to use it. It's still live, and it is still the go-to place for people to trade punks. The next one, which really got a lot of traction, was CryptoKitties. So this is a project by the guys who eventually founded a company called Dapper Labs, and you might be familiar with the Flow blockchain and NBA Top Shot. So that was their first project on Ethereum. People collected those NFTs and they traded between each other. The thing is, it was one collection, but it was constantly growing because there was a breed feature and people breeded those cute little kitties and they created more and you can sell and buy them. The next use case, and where Rarible started in 2019, was digital art. So people started to collect and create art pieces, and there were a bunch of there was a few marketplaces in the beginning, but then there were a bunch of them. So Rarible was an open one and still is, where people can collect any artwork. But then there were a bunch of marketplaces which took the curated approach. So there were people deciding what's going on this marketplace, which collections to feature, and when you can collect. So that was till mid-2020, and then PFP craze happened. So profile pictures, that's right now the biggest vertical in NFTs. You guys might be familiar with Bored Apes, and CryptoPunks is another collection from this vertical. But apes took the whole market by storm, and now we have thousands of new PFP collections popping up every single day. So we already have collectibles, PFP, digital art, and all the marketplaces, they went from being focused on one niche, becoming a horizontal marketplaces. So probably like four biggest ones is like on Ethereum, LuxRare, Rarible, OpenSea, and X2Y2. So right now you can trade any type of NFTs, whether it's in-game asset or plot of land or utility token. You can trade anything on those marketplaces. So the question is, what's next? What will be the next iteration of the marketplaces? And we think about it a lot because we don't want to miss the next wave. So we want to position ourselves best or as best as possible. So we believe that the best NFT projects, they create and support communities. And there are multiple ways you can do it by creating a platform for community members to build on top of your project. You can do by curating experiences. But the thing which is shared amongst all NFT projects is the entry point. If you want to become part of the project, in 99% of you need to buy their NFT. And there are two ways you can do it, whether to mint it. So basically it's a primary sale. You click mint button and you get the NFT, or when they're fully minted, you go on secondary market to pick it from it. So OpenSea and Rarible. So we believe that those projects, they will own their own marketplaces or storefronts. So the simple way of thinking about it is you can compare Amazon and Shopify, two different models. If you sell, let's say, shoes, you can go on Amazon and do that, or you can create your own DTC store via Shopify. And there are both pros and cons of doing that. So now we're going to go a little bit deeper, and I'll try to make a case why we believe that projects, brands, and collections will own their own marketplaces in the future. So the first one is guaranteed prominence to what matters to the community. If you're launching a project now, you are one of a million of projects on Rarible.com or OpenSea. And there is a very little discoverability and curation. So you need to call me to ask like, hey, can we be on the homepage of Rarible? Or you need to get to a certain volume so we index you and put in top 10 trading collections. But if you own your storefront, when the users go to the web page, the first and the only thing they're going to see is your collection. And on top of that, there are brands who are conscious of how they show up. So, for example, like you will not buy a Louis Vuitton on Amazon. You will go to their own store. And for example, Disney, I doubt that they want to sell their NFTs next to guns from first-person shooter games or pictures of the nude people on the marketplaces. So they also think like how they show up on the marketplaces. The next reason is safe environment. Every time there is a new project, there are tens and hundreds of scams popping up immediately. And a bunch of people are losing money every single day because they think they're buying, let's say, a Bored Ape, but it's a fake collection, so they're not buying anything, and they're just wasting their money. So if you own your storefront, you can basically decide which collections will go there, whether it's yours collection or you have a partnership with 10 others. So you curate this experience, and it becomes a safe environment for your community to go and buy from your store. One important feature is custom design and look and feel, because brands care how they show up and they want to have the consistency across the multiple touch points from retail to e-commerce to social. So having your own storefront enables to do that. And on top of that, you can also create some custom features which are not available on the marketplaces. So one example, we did this marketplace for the project called Meta Angels, and they have this description, but it was not indexed by any marketplace. So let's say there is like Angel of Passion. If you type in, you will not be able to find it. So they asked us if we can index the copy description, and we do that. On their marketplace, you can use the search bar to find a specific NFT you want. Another marketplace which we recently launched was with Pixel Vault. If you saw Diego, he was on the talking a couple of hours ago. It's his profile picture. So the issue they have, there are 30 collections. And it's really hard to navigate within their ecosystem. You go to OpenSea, you need to click, you need to know where to go to find it. So what we did, we basically aggregated all the collections in one place and made a simple UX UI for the community to jump between the two projects they have and 30 different collections underneath. Another example is Sandbox. So Sandbox, you guys know, metaverse, you can buy a plot of land in Sandbox. This is how it looks like on these generic horizontal marketplaces. So it's really hard to justify spending like 10 grand on a piece of land somewhere like in the game which doesn't exist, even if you have like this quite shitty experience with like a small square, pixelated, you don't really know what you're buying. And there are ways to improve that. So if you have your own destination, you can curate that and you can create the best experience for the users. So this is an example of the project we work with. It's called Nemus. So the guys are selling NFTs and buying plots of land in Amazon rainforests in Brazil to convert them into national parks and recreational space. So they stop cutting the forest in Brazil and saving the people who live there. So this is a very different experience from what you can see on the marketplaces. It's interactive, you can click around, you can see who are your neighbors, who owns each plot of land, get some information. It looks cool, it looks interesting. And then here's an example. So like no one told that marketplaces should be in 2D, that they should be like as a web page. So project called On Cyber, the guys are doing digital galleries. So you can collect your wallet and display NFTs from your wallet in the gallery. So they're using our protocol to enable purchases. So you put your VR headset or using web browser, you go into the gallery, you find the NFT you like, and you buy the NFT without leaving the gallery. So in 3D environment. Like it doesn't make sense to close and open a new tab, go to the marketplace and buy it. You can do everything in their own environment. And also they don't want to let users go to another place and then lose traffic. So these are like few use cases or how you can build a marketplace. And then important thing is that right now for all the collections, the main, like once you fully minted, the only source of revenue or one of the sources of revenue is creator royalties. And I feel there was a bit of misunderstanding that people thought that creator royalties are enabled on the smart contract level and they will be getting them forever. So lesson learned, I don't know if you're familiar, but there were some marketplaces that introduced optional royalties. So when I'm selling my NFT, I can put 0% royalties and the creator is not getting any money from the sale. Or there is NFT AMM, SudoSwap, which is getting more and more traction. So they work as liquidity pool. Basically, you buy an NFT, also no royalties is going back to the creator. It's probably great for seller because you end up with more money, but it's not great for the creators. So by having your own marketplace, you can decide if you want to charge any marketplace fees. OpenSea takes 2.5%, we take 2% in Rarible. You can say like, we will take 1%. So for community is the best place, the cheapest place to go to buy and sell NFTs from our collections. Or you can say like, it's 0%. You can incentivize community basically to become the go-to place for them to trade. And marketplaces are notoriously hard businesses in Web 2 and Web 3. The reason is that there are two sides. There is supply side and demand side, and you need to build both to be successful in the marketplace business. And if you have a bunch of users, you can generate traffic, you need to crack the supply. And to start the marketplace is really hard because you need to basically get some listings early on. So when people come to buy, they have inventory to choose from. So one of the options to solve this issue is by aggregation. So you might be familiar with aggregators like Gem and Genie. We're doing exactly the same. So on the protocol level, we're showing listings from Rarible, OpenSea, LuxRare, X2Y2. So when you launch your marketplace, you already have all your listings in one place. So this is also a value prop for the brands that when you have a collection launch, you don't have 10 different links on your website to send people to other marketplaces. You can say like, you can find everything on our website. So that's pretty much it. I don't think we have time for any questions, but if you guys want to chat, this is my email, or you can slide into my DMs on Twitter. Yeah, thank you very much.